Hi guys, it's me Saida, and today's video I will be showing you how to make a desert villa in Minecraft. I will be showing you everything from the layout and how to create the layout and how I made the layout for this specific villa and how you can create your own one to actually building it, picking the blocks and doing the interiors. This video is only the how to build the villa, but either today or tomorrow, as this video releases, I will be releasing another video, a, a fly through, a walk through the finished villa, which will be way shorter. It'll be around 10 minutes long of a video of, as I said, just walking through the finished product, the finished villa, so that all of you can see how it actually ended up as with all the interiors, the exteriors and all finished. So let's get into this video of actually explaining how to plan the villa in the first place. Okay, so to begin with, the very first thing I did was actually place down the blocks which I was thinking about using. I wasn't sure if I wanted to use all of these blocks or just only some of them, but I placed like the color palette, the vibes I was going for down, as you can see, and yeah, that's just what I was going for, and it actually did end up that I did use most of these blocks, and I added some, I took some away, but as I said, this is the first thing I actually did. Just place down the blocks to work out where you're going with this build as a whole, right? To get the atmosphere and color palette of it down, so that you know, as I said, where you're going with it. Next, what I did is I made the complete whole layout of the build. Here you can see the key to the whole build. You can see the windows, the walls, the doors, the pool, which is here in the middle in red, all the porches, which will be accessible to the residents, the whole pool area around it, which will be like a patio area, and then the objects and the stairs. So the objects are things like such as chairs, tables, sofas, desks, beds, etc. All of that stuff is in blue. What I did after I worked out not only the layout, but also obviously I did color code, which I think you should do. You should color code your layout to remember what you want to place where, so that if you're going away and coming back to the build, you do remember the key to all the colors, so you'd remember where you want specific things to be, because if you're like me, you will leave projects and come back to them a lot, often. So yeah, I just find it really helpful to color code your layouts to actually keep track of what you want to include and what you want to build. Next, here you can see that I circled all of the doorways, entrances in and out of the whole building. The garage entrances are in red, and the doorways into the building, into the house, are in black. And there's only two actually exterior entrances and two entrances on the inside. And what I did was I just didn't color code the doorways. I actually just made the walls 2 blocks tall with the green concrete, and when I knew there was a doorway on the interior and on the exterior, what I did was I just left that block 1 block tall with a green concrete, and instead of putting 2 blocks down, to signify that there was an entrance there or a way through there. So here you see the time lapse of the building, of me building the whole villa. I started, as you can see, with the front. In the layout, this is on the right hand side. In the layout screenshots, this is on the right hand side, and it includes 3 main towers, I guess you could say, and the 2 garages, and then also the entrance on the left hand side, that little tunnel as well. It is pretty well. The design on the for the beginning, at the beginning, is pretty simple, I think. But then, the more I work away at the design, the more I guess complicate it, the more I detail it, and work on it, you know. So in relation to how to actually build a villa like this, I think you just should focus on making the main structure of it, the bare structure, the bare bones of the whole entire building first. Make the roofs, make all the walls on the exterior, and then work your way inside. And then once you're happy with the inside, with all the walls, the whole floor plan on the inside, which, you know, you have a layout, but you may want to change some elements of it, right? So once you're happy with the layout on the inside, you can go back outside and detail the exterior with, you will see later on, me adding in trees and the grass and whatnot, and that's a good way to do it, I think. Here you will see the garage interior. There's 2 garages, as I said, and this is how I worked out the interior to the garages. I just placed down those 5x7 blocks sea lanterns, because that's what I thought cars would be, roughly, and I just worked around that in each of the garages to make sure that realistically there's enough space for 2 cars, because they're supposed to fit in 2 cars each, and then also more space for, you know, tables and whatnot, and storage as well, and the ceiling to it. But here you will see the actual interior plans for all of the rooms. I made the layout, and after I made the layout, I added in, I took screenshots of the game, and I put in all of the names of the different rooms and areas in the house. And this is the upstairs area. This is on the right hand side, on the left hand side of the building, and that's on the right hand side of the building. The upstairs on the right hand side. And yeah, when you're making a plan, I think you should also not only actually, you know, plan the layout, but also make sure you know what the rooms actually are for, and plan around that as well. You know, plan around where the rooms are, where they will be, and how the whole building will function, you know, because you want to be able to envision, I guess you could say, people walking from, you know, their bedroom downstairs, or, you know, across the building into the kitchen or the dining room to eat in the morning, then give them good access to, you know, their mode of transport, or the way outside, so they can walk outside or whatever. They can walk in to their car, or walk outside and maybe you know, go to the bus stop or whatever. and you know, you want to, I think, envision that sort of thing that happening, and you want to make that easy for the residents of the house. You don't want them to, you know, like as you can see here, there's the left hand side and the right hand side of the building. You wouldn't want all the bedrooms being on one side and the kitchen being on the other side of the building, so that the people have to wake up and then literally go through the outside into the kitchen. Here the bedrooms are upstairs, and there's the master bedroom on the ground floor on the left hand side, and the kitchen is also on the left hand side, including the dining room, and there's also a morning room in which people can use when they wake up. They have easy access to those rooms in the morning, which, as I said, I think is very important. So when you're planning the layout and the rooms and whatnot, make sure that you do take into consideration how the people, it doesn't have to be a house or a villa either, obviously. Make sure that when you're adding in rooms and whatnot, that people, that you do make it easy for the people who will use that building to actually use it, you know, uh, make it easy and simple, and you know, self-explanatory, I guess, in order using it, you know, whether it be a house, an office, a school, or whatever you're building. Make sure that it is easy enough to find your way around, you know. Don't make it overly complicated for no reason. And here you will actually see my I think favorite, honestly, part of this whole time lapse. It's the part in which the roofs are built for this half of the building, and the way in which I do it, the way in which I make the roofs in the video is just like, as you can see, just me like rotating around the building, which I think is just looks really satisfying. But maybe that's just me, I don't know. But yeah, going back to the to planning, I think what you should do when you are building the exterior, which you can see the exterior there, I think what you should do when you're making the exterior, you should remember that you can always change it, or like detail it, or improve it, right? When I was making this, as you could see, like that shot of the front right there, and when I saw well, when I realized that the front and the building in general was quite bland, I acknowledged that I needed to actually eventually like detail it properly, you know? I couldn't just leave it like that, right? And so as you could see, like right now, the front is very plain. However, later on I do change it up, you know. I do add, you will see in the next video, in the like walk through the video, how the whole, honestly, like the whole land area around the building and the building itself have changed with just, you know, adding bushes, adding trees, adding grass, etc., right? Detailing can really change. Detailing is really like a make or break element of making building is in Minecraft, you know, of building in general. You really want to make sure that your detailing is on point, that your whole building feels, I guess, finished and whole. You know, and when it is this like plain, I guess, in a way cold building in the middle of nowhere, it doesn't really, you know, have like any charm or character to it. But the way in which you can add character is, as I said, by detailing it. by adding little accents and details everywhere around it, to actually make it feel not only more alive but also nicer, you know, and as I said, give it character, for example, right? So the way I do it usually with my buildings, and I did this here as well, I added loads of trees, I added loads of bushes, grass, coarse dirt, which you can get in Minecraft obviously, which is just dirt which just does not grow grass on it, essentially, which is just what I use it for. Um, I add like around tree stumps to make it look a little bit more natural. I use like actual like blocks of grass and tall grass. I use vines a lot and string to, you know, control where the vines go and where they cannot go, to just keep some order, because, you know, too much vines will just completely overtake the building and it won't really look nice at all, you know. But yeah, I just, as I said, add these little details and whatnot to make sure that the building not only looks alive to a certain extent, which just will make it look nicer at the end of the day, but also it will look more whole altogether, you know. It will feel finished, you know, because otherwise it will just, I think honestly, just seem at least, seem unfinished as like the whole final product. It won't seem like the final product, you know. But as I said, the way you can do it is just detailing it, work out how you like to go around it, how you like to go around detailing builds. I usually add in the like main parts. In this case, it was the trees, and then go into like the more detaily parts, like the grass, the dirt, um, etc. And then I add in the vines. The vines are always like the last thing. And what I also do is I put in leaves on the like roof of the building as well. I make the building not only have like overgrown vines on it, but also I add in leaves on the building as well, which I think is like a really nice overall finishing detail, you know. Having the building really like overgrow with not only vines but also leaves, it just feels a little bit nicer, I think, honestly. But yeah, so remember, as I said, to detail, that's a very important part of making anything really, detailing. And the next part I want, the next element I want to talk about is making sure that you know what style of furniture and furnishings you have in your building. Make sure that you have like a specific style in each specific building of furniture and decorations as well, I think, honestly. Make sure that the lamps are consistent, make sure that your showers are consistent if you have showers, bathtubs, make sure that they're consistent, make sure that your desks are consistent, tables, chairs, etc. You know, don't um, have like a very rustic table and then like a really modern glass table in like the same room or even building. You know, like realistically that wouldn't happen. Realistically, a person would not decide to have this like two different types of furniture, you know, like a vintage piece and a modern piece in the same house. You know, like that would really happen. And you know, like make sure that all the decorations to the furniture are consistent as well. You know, don't have like a really old looking lamp with a really modern looking on a really modern looking table, you know. But yeah, I think that is all I really wanted to say in this video. I think that is it. I think that that's all of the advice I can really give on making not only like this specific desert villa, but also just making houses and buildings as well in general, you know. Make sure that you follow all of the little pieces of advice which I gave in this video. I hope that your buildings will look way nicer, and if you do make any buildings with my tips, make sure that you tag me on Instagram if you post about them. I am just at saida.builds on Instagram, as I said. And yeah, I hope that all of you have enjoyed this video, and tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow, I will release the video of the walkthrough through this finished villa. I hope that all of you have enjoyed this video, and I hope that all of you will enjoy tomorrow's video, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye!